Hey guys, what's up? It is going to be a ZVZ this time, a solo cast as well, from the WT Major number 4, and this time a ZVZ, as I said before, on Newkirk Precinct, spawning on the bottom left-hand position. It is NXZ, and on the other side of the map it is going to be Fnatic Arrays Fenner, spawning as the orange Zerg, and yeah, Fenner and NXZ both pretty damn good Zergs in the SCA scene. NXZ doing pretty well for himself in ACL Melbourne, kind of solidifying his reputation as one of the most solid Zergs around these days. And this should be a pretty good ZVZ. Fenner, I believe, likes to go for a hatchery first, while NXZ prefers a pool before hatchery. Nothing wrong with either opening. It's just kind of a preference thing and a playstyle thing. I believe if you go hatchery first, though, you do get your gas slightly earlier, so your speed can start slightly earlier as well. But on the other side, if you go for pool first, your queens actually start slightly earlier as well. So there's advantages and disadvantages to each strategy. Obviously, pool first is a lot more safer to early pool play, especially because how prevalent 10 pools are in ZVZ. But yeah, as I predicted, Fenner going for that 15 hatch, while NXZ goes for the 15 pool. And yeah, both guys opening differently, but I doubt this will come into play too much, just because it doesn't look like either player is going to be too aggressive in the early game. And there goes the hatchery for NXZ as well. As I said before, the gas gets secured a lot faster, actually. Actually, not too bad. Just a few seconds. But that few gas mined slightly earlier by Fenner can go to an earlier metabolic boost, Zergling speed, as well as baneling nests, or stuff like that, as well as upgrades, perhaps. But yeah, saturating that straight away with 3 dudes, as well as NXZ over here putting 3 drones in there straight away. And yeah, the Overlord's just kind of waddling across the map to try and get that vision. Both players gonna send one to the natural to see what's going on, and they will both spot the hatcheries. NXZ will realize that his opponent's hatchery is slightly faster just because he did go hatchery first, and the initial pair of Zerglings, without speed at this point, do move across the map to try and get into the main and scout what's going on here. And yeah, actually not pulling out a gas as of yet. Over here, building up some gas here. And I wouldn't mind seeing him perhaps throw out a baneling nest and go for some baneling aggression here. Looks like he has the Zergling sails upgrade here. That thing on their back is just so large. It doesn't make any sense, but whatever. NXZ does get into the main here, and the baneling nest has actually gone down quite early here, so if he scouts this, he should expect some sort of baneling aggression here. And did he scout? I don't think he saw that. He didn't see it. Oh, that is quite crucial, actually. NXZ throwing down a baneling nest of his own, pretty standardly timed, but the baneling nest of Fenner is slightly further ahead, so if his lings get here in time and morph before his opponent's baneling nest is finished, he should be able to get some nice damage done. But this could also be defensive, so I don't want to get too ahead of myself. But yeah, Fenner, I just want to keep an eye on his production tab to see if he makes any Zerglings here to try and put on some pressure. He is building a lot of larvae here, and as I say that, he produces 16 lings, 18 actually, and actually morphing 2 banelings in here in advance. And right as speed finishes, the Zerglings will move across the map. The speed for NXZ has just finished as well. Morphing in 2 defensive banelings, this should be pretty good, actually. Actually cancelling one of them, might be a bit of a mistake here. You definitely need more than 1 baneling to hold this kind of aggression off. Baneling number 3 and 4 are being morphed in as well over here. Actually right under the vision of this Overlord, but Fenner doesn't really care. He just wants to see if he can get some damage on here. And oh, baneling's actually going into the natural here, getting some nice drone kills. NXZ actually leaving some here to try and save the majority. Not a bad move, I don't think. Blocking the ramp with the queens here, and I feel like NXZ just wasn't prepared. He didn't have enough Zerglings to try and hold this off initially, and looks like Fenner is going to try and focus down the hatchery. This is a bit of a questionable choice here, but looks like it's not going to go down. I felt like maybe focusing one of the queens, or maybe once the queens are moved forward, moving into the main to see if they can pick off some drones would have been slightly more favorable. And looking at the Harvester tab though, yeah, Fenner was able to drone up behind that. He is about 9 drones ahead right now. Now, I wouldn't be surprised if NXZ tried to go for some counter-aggression here. But this drone moving out across the map looks like it's going to put down a 3rd hatchery here. Perhaps NXZ feeling pretty safe after that initial harass by Fenner, feeling confident to try and take that 3rd, kind of in a sneaky fashion. He knows he's slightly behind in workers because the Banelings did take out a few of them. So getting this early 3rd would compensate for the fact that he has less workers right now. And Banelings moving in. But Fenner spots him in time, so he does pull back. NXZ isn't, yeah, with this defensive spine crawler here as well, I don't think he's going to get too much done here. Yeah, the Fenner is morphing in 3 more Banelings for defensive purposes. And now NXZ does pull back. I'm pretty sure he did what he wanted there. Forces his opponent to make some non-worker drone units. And looks like Fenner's Spire has gone down here, while actually NXZ doesn't even have a layer yet, so this is going to be quite far ahead of NXZ's Spire, if that's what he wants to go for in the mid-game. Actually putting down a 3rd as well as a macro hatch. Interesting choice. I wonder why he wants that larva this early in the game. Maybe he's planning to go for a lot more speedling aggression? That is the only real explanation that I can think of. Overlord nicely dropping some creep here so the spine crawler can go down here in advance. The Lings of NXZ do move forward and they do scout this 3rd. They might be able to force a cancel here if they can get some cost-effective trades against these Banelings. And the Banelings actually going off on their own. This is a bit dangerous. You really want those Zerglings to back up these Banelings to try and prevent them from being picked off one at a time. But a lot of Banelings being morphed in for NXZ here. But at the same time, looking at the production tab, Fenner has 7 Mutasks on the way. If he can hold this, if he can try and hold this for now, he should be able to force his push away with a lot of the Mutasks. Both of the Spikers getting taken out here, and it does look like there might be a cancel forced here on this 3rd. And wow, actually gets killed here. Kind of a mistake by Fenner, but he should be feeling pretty good with the Mutasks out. These Zerglings should probably pull back after trying to engage these Lings, because those Mutasks are going to get way too cost efficient. And it looks like NXZ was caught kind of off guard here, throwing down emergency spore crawlers as well as an infestation pit. So it does look like he is going to go into infestor play here to try and counter the Mutalisk play, and that's pretty difficult these days. With the projectile change to fungal, it moves a lot slower, and with the Mutalisk speed increase as well as acceleration increase, they should be able to dodge that stuff pretty nicely. And these Lings moving across the map to try and keep the Mutalisks of Fenner on his side of the map for as long as possible. Looks like he's trying to get a cancel on the 3rd. He doesn't get it quite, but he doesn't get cancel on the 4th here. But I don't think Fenner minds too much about canceling this, because he just wants to get a 3rd up right now to saturate that gas and boost his gas income to try and make more Mutalisks, more Banelings, anything gas related actually. And the Zerglings is actually a Fenner moving across the map, but it looks like they do pull back to try and defend against this. He might actually force the cancel yet again on this 3rd, and that's pretty huge. And yet, oh, he gets a kill again, wasting 300 minerals yet again. Fenner needs to get on top of those cancels actually. A lot of these reinforcing Zerglings do get picked off by Fenner's Zerglings here. Excuse me. And with this 3rd, these Zerglings actually are going to kill all of these drones over here right now. And actually, some Zerglings moving into the main as well, picking off this queen. The rest of the Zerglings do get picked off though, but losing that queen is pretty big. Especially because you really want those larva injects at this point in the game. You don't want to fall behind in unit production. And an engagement going on here between the Lings versus the Mutas and the Lings of Fenner. And NXZ is looking to be in a pretty difficult position now. Pathogen Glands is about to be finished, which is the Infestor energy, as well as missile attacks, so he could be going to Roach Infestor into mid-game here, and NXZ trying to defend his 3rd desperately here. A bunch of spores are about to finish here, so the Mutalisks might get pushed away. nice job making a lot of spores here to make sure that this third stays alive, because right now NXZ just really cannot afford to lose it. He doesn't have the resources to rebuild that. Moving across the map yet again to try and deny the third position again. Will he get it? The Mulisks are on the way to try and defend this, but it looks like, okay, he realizes he's not going to get it, so he does try to move into the natural. Baneling actually catches a lot of those Zerglings here. Oh, yeah, all the Zerglings go down here, but NXZ has yet again forced the Mulisks to be back on Fenner's side of the map, and this has bought him enough time to build some infestors. And as long as he can catch Fenner off guard here with these infestors, with the fungal, he should be able to catch them. Because Fenner is clumping these up quite nicely here. Looks like are the infestors gonna move forward? Ooh, doesn't look like he's quite ready to reveal them yet. And as the Mulisks move to the third base here, I feel like he is going to be forced to move his infestors in place. The initial infestor over here gets picked off, but the infestors are moving up from the natural to the third, and with these Mulisks being clumped up quite nicely. Oh, sick fungal landing on the majority of these Mulisks, and if you just chain fungals this now, oh, actually misses the follow-up fungal here, letting a lot of these Mulisks actually escape, but he does get quite a cost-efficient trade here. Looking at the Harvester tab, Fenner is ahead as expected. His Mulisks have bought him a lot of time to drone up, and now Fenner transitioning into a Roach play here. Oh, these Mulisks actually getting in here to try. Oh, misses the fungal there, big mistake, and I don't think there's any energy left for fungal. All these infestors are gonna get picked off right now. That is a big blunder on NXZ's part, not paying attention to his infestors as much as he should. Ooh, two of them do manage to survive on pretty low HP, but at this point, Fenner doesn't care too much about these Mulisks. A bit of harass going on here, but nothing too bad. As I was saying, Fenner doesn't really care about his Mulisks too much because he is transitioning into pure Roach now. Roach speed is on the way as well. And I wonder what NXZ is gonna do. His Roach horn only just going down now, so it is gonna be Ling Infestor for a while, and I feel like the Lings just aren't going to be very good against these Roaches, especially with the Mulisks to back them up. NXZ just has to hope for some monster fungals on these Roaches, and even then it's going to be pretty difficult. The supplies are ahead in Fenner's favor by around 50 supply here, and even though that's Roach supply, that's still pretty significant here. Oh, one of the infestors actually getting picked off, nailing down a pretty good fungal here. But he doesn't want to throw out these fungals willy-nilly just because how many Roaches are out in the field right now. Fenner doing a nice job of kind of splitting his units, baiting out the fungals before he engages fully into this, and a lot of infested Terrans being thrown out here, so the Roaches do pull back. They know that these infested Terrans are just a waste of energy as long as you don't engage them here, and looks like the Roaches are going to move into the third base here, and this is going to get taken down for sure. And a lot of the drones here okay, they are actually getting evacuated in time here. Some of the infested Terrans killing some of the Mulisks there. Some Roaches of his own being started by NXZ, and he still has a healthy infestor count, so if he can get a really good engagement, if Fenner tries to move up this ramp and gets fungaled, he might be able to get something done here, but I feel like Fenner, he just needs to set up a contain right now. He knows his opponent is on 2 base. As long as you set up a nice concave around here, and wait for NXZ to come down, and just never move up this ramp, he should be in a pretty good position here. Upgrades as well, about to finish for Fenner. NXZ actually is at 1-1 as well, so this should equal things up in terms of upgrades. The Roach count is just so far in favor of Fenner right now, 44 to 20. Those 8 infestors though, those are kind of like the linchpin in NXZ's army right now. He really wants to be able to land some sick fungals. Moving that around, seeing what's going on. Fenner setting up this really nice concave here. NXZ realizes and pulls back. He actually doesn't have Roach speed just yet, but that shouldn't matter too much because he is on his own creep. But Fenner now investing in the Hydralisk tech. Groove Spines is being researched, which is the ranged, the extra range research here. And 9 Hydras coming out. That should add a lot of DPS to this army. NXZ moving up this ramp, moving down this ramp, sorry. Putting down a not too great fungal, and with all the Roaches of Fenner now closing in, NXZ is forced to pull back up his ramp again. And NXZ's Roach is moving down here, moving into this little corner here to try and minimize the concave that Fenner can have. Nice fungal, nailing down a lot of those Roaches, but Roach is moving onto the high ground, getting a sick concave onto these Roaches here. And actually focus firing down all these infestors on the high ground. All the infestors go down but one, and this one doesn't even have enough energy for fungal. With the Hydralisk backing these Roaches up, the Roaches of NXZ do get wiped out here. Looks like it's GG getting called out from NXZ. Fenner doing a nice job there. The initial Baneling Ling pressure did do quite a lot of damage, putting Fenner ahead. NXZ, on the other hand, did some nice Ling control there, even when the Mutalisk threat were for Fenner. He managed to keep them pinned on Fenner's side of the map with that Ling harass, denying this third twice, I believe, denying this this base once. It looked like he might have been able to come back with the infestors and stuff, but at the end of the day, Fenner transitioning into Roach Hydra and just overwhelming his opponent with a superior economy. I hope you guys enjoyed this ZVZ. There will be more coming soon, and I'll see you guys next time.